There's yet another crisis within Pakistan, with the opposition continuing to target the army. Former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has lashed out at his successor, General Pervez Musharraf, over the Kargil war. Speaking virtually at a rally in Quetta, Sharif blamed the Pakistani army for dragging the country into the Kargil war with India. Sharif further accused Musharraf of using the army for his personal gains. The former Pakistan Prime Minister claimed that the Pakistan army did not have weapons during the Kargil war. Also slamming former President Pervez Musharraf, Sharif said that Musharraf was behind the 1999 military takeover in Pakistan. This comes after another big admission by a Pakistani minister taking responsibility for the Pulwama attack in Jammu and Kashmir last year, in which 20 of our paramilitary troopers were killed.
कारगिल में हमारे सैकड़ों जांबाजों को शहीद करवाने और दुनिया भर में पाकिस्तान को रुसवा करने का फैसला फौज का नहीं था, चंद मफाद परस्त जर्नैलों का था। कारगिल ऑपरेशन के पीछे वही किरदार थे जिन्होंने अपने उन घिनौने जराइम पर पर्दा डालने और सजाओं से बचने के लिए 12 अक्टूबर 1999 को बगावत की और मार्शल लॉ नाफिज किया। ये परवेज मुशर्रफ और उसके चंद साथी थे जिन्होंने फौज के इदारे को अपने मजमूम मकासद के लिए इस्तेमाल किया, बल्कि बदनाम किया।
हमने हिंदुस्तान को घुस के मारा है जनाब स्पीकर वहां पे, और पुलवामा में जो कामयाबी है, पुलवामा में जो हमारी कामयाबी है, वो इमरान खान की क़यादत में इस कौम की कामयाबी है।
More than a year after a suicide bomber killed 40 paramilitary CRPF soldiers in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama district, Pakistan's government has admitted its complicity in the terror attack by the Jaish-e-Mohammed. Imran Khan's close aide and cabinet minister Fawad Chaudhry made the admission in the Pakistan National Assembly. It doesn't get more official than that.
आप असेंबली के फ्लोर के ऊपर आप बातें कर रहे हैं और फिर झूठ इतने एतमाद से बोल रहे हैं कि झूठा शख्स भी क्या बात करेगा। जिस एतमाद से उन्होंने आके ये बातें की यहाँ पर कि स्पीकर जनाब शाह महमूद कुरैशी साहब की टांगें कांप रही थी, कह रहे थे हिंदुस्तान हमला कर रहा है। हमने हिंदुस्तान को घुस के मारा है जनाब स्पीकर वहां पे, और पुलवामा में जो कामयाबी है, पुलवामा में जो हमारी कामयाबी है, वो इमरान खान की क़यादत में इस कौम की कामयाबी है। उसके हिस्सेदार आप भी सब हैं, उसके हिस्सेदार हम भी सब हैं।
Chaudhry's admission is in complete contrast to what Imran Khan claimed after the attack in Pulwama.
पाकिस्तान को इससे क्या फायदा है? क्यों पाकिस्तान इस स्टेज के ऊपर, जब पाकिस्तान स्टेबिलिटी की तरफ जा रहा है, दहशतगर्दी नीचे जा रही है, अमन आ रहा है, स्टेबिलिटी आ रही है, हम क्यों कोई इस तरह का, इससे हमें फायदा क्या है?
India from day one has pointed at Pakistan's hand in the worst terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir. Minister Fawad Chaudhry's statement vindicates India's stand once again on the global stage.
The whole world knows the truth about Pakistan's role in supporting terrorism. No amount of denial can hide this truth. Even their own leaders have time and again spoken about their role with regard to terrorism.
The terror admission comes a day after a Pakistan opposition leader claimed that Islamabad freed India's fighter pilot wing commander Abhinandan out of fear of an Indian reprisal.
जिसमें प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब ने आने से इनकार कर दिया और चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ तशरीफ लाए। पैर कांप रहे थे, पसीने माथे पे थे, और हमसे शाह महमूद साहब ने कहा, फॉरेन मिनिस्टर साहब ने, कि खुदा का वास्ता है अब इसको वापस जाने दें, क्योंकि 9 बजे रात को हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान पे अटैक कर रहा है।
Until now, Pakistan's been playing victim, claiming it had no role in the terror attack in Pulwama. In fact, Prime Minister Imran Khan had attempted to paint India as an aggressor after the Balakot strikes against terror camps. But his minister's declaration in the country's parliament no less, has left Imran Khan and the Pakistan army completely exposed before the world. Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, hundreds of people from the Muslim community staged a massive protest in Bhopal on Thursday against the French President Emmanuel Macron over the controversy about the depiction of Prophet Muhammad in cartoons in France. Holding placards and raising slogans against Macron, thousands of Muslims led by Congress MLA Arif Masood had gathered at the historical Iqbal Maidan in the Old City yesterday. Addressing the gathering, he urged the government to snap all financial ties with France for disrespecting Prophet Muhammad. Thousands who gathered at the Iqbal Maidan breached COVID-19 safety norms by not wearing masks and not maintaining social distancing. Remember, Macron had affirmed stringent action against radical Islam after the beheading of Professor Samuel Paty, a history professor who showed caricatures of Prophet Muhammad from the satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo in a class on freedom of expression. Islamic countries like Turkey, Pakistan and others have slammed Macron for the remarks, seeking an apology from him.
हम ये पैगाम देना चाहते हैं कि सुन ले फ्रांस के राष्ट्रपति, अगर हमारे बस में होता तो हम तेरा मुंह कुचल देते हम लोगों ने हाथ बांधे हैं और हाथ हमने इसलिए बांधे हैं कि हम कानून को मानने वाले लोग हैं, और हमने हाथ इसलिए बांधे हैं कि हमें हमारे अल्लाह के रसूल ने अमान सिखाया.
Let's also get you details of that horrifying terror attack in France, which was reported on Thursday when an attacker with a knife went on a rampage in a church in the city of Nice, killing 3 people. This is the 3rd such attack in 2 months in France. And in the last 24 hours, several other attacks have been thwarted by security forces there.
France is jolted by another terror attack. The latest attack was in Nice, where a woman was beheaded inside the Notre Dame church. 2 others were also killed in the knife attack frenzy. The suspect was shot at by the police. He is now in custody.
Il ne fait aucun doute que l'auteur de ces actes, qui n'a cessé de répéter en boucle devant nous Allahu Akbar alors qu'il était médicalisé sur place, quel était le sens de son geste.
The Nice attack comes nearly 2 weeks after a school teacher was beheaded near Paris for showing a cartoon on Prophet Muhammad in his class. Since then, France has seen many protests in support of free speech. After the school teacher's murder, President Emmanuel Macron came out strongly in support of free speech.
The Muslim world has risen to what they call a cause for their faith by protesting and issuing strong statements against the stand of the French government.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan went so far as to call the French president a madman who needed mental help. This prompted France to call back its envoy from Ankara. Meanwhile, Pakistan claimed Macron is spreading Islamophobia. The impact is economic too. Many Islamic nations across the world have started boycotting French products and carrying massive rallies against Paris. India has come to France's rescue. An all-weather friend, New Delhi says such personal attacks against Macron are unacceptable.
We have strongly deplored the personal attacks in unacceptable language on President Macron. And we have also condemned the brutal terrorist attack that took the life of a French teacher. There is no justification for terrorism for any reason or under any circumstance.
While the Muslim world is up in arms against France, it begs the question on tolerance. Shouldn't all faiths practice tolerance and allow freedom of expression? On the other hand, how far can satire be stretched? Bureau Report, India Today.
And Terrorists continue to bleed Jammu and Kashmir in yet another attack on BJP workers in the valley. Terrorists shot 3 BJP workers in Kulgam's Vaikipura village, who later succumbed to their injuries while on their way to hospital. Following the attack, police has launched an investigation, has also registered a case against culprits under relevant sections of the Indian Penal Code. The police has cordoned off the area. A search party has been deployed in the area to find the absconding terrorists. This isn't the sole instance of such an attack. 10 BJP leaders have been killed in similar terror attacks so far in Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Modi also took to Twitter to condemn the killing of the youth BJP workers, offering his condolences to the families. Jammu and Kashmir leaders, including Mehbooba Mufti, Omar Abdullah, also condemned the killing of these BJP leaders. MP and Yuva Morcha chief Tejaswi Surya took to Twitter saying that the BJP youth wing won't let its workers' sacrifice go in vain.
मुझे लगता है कि जिस प्रकार से कुछ पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज जो कश्मीर में एक्टिव होने का प्रयास कर रही हैं, उनके द्वारा प्रोवोक किए जाने पर इस प्रकार की घटनाएं होती हैं। खैर, इसको सहन नहीं किया जाएगा, उनको सभी को मार गिराया जाएगा, लेकिन एक बहुत बड़ा लॉस भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हुआ है, इस नेशन को हुआ है। और जो लोग तिरंगा लेकर के कश्मीर में चलते हैं, उन पर एक विराम लगाने की कोशिश की जा रही है।
Let's also get you all the latest updates in the Kerala gold scam after former Principal Secretary Shiv Shankar was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with the smuggling scam. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has distanced himself from his ex-Principal Secretary's arrest. Vijayan said that his government intervened the moment links emerged of Shiv Shankar with one of the main accused, Swapna Suresh. Vijayan went on to add that Shiv Shankar was removed from the post of Principal Secretary and IT Secretary immediately and was also later suspended from services. The Chief Minister also categorically denied knowing Shiv Shankar before his government came to power and went on to add that his government is not responsible for Shiv Shankar's actions. Remember that Shiv Shankar, a bureaucrat, was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on Wednesday evening in the gold smuggling case. The EDs also alleged that he was in constant contact with prime accused Swapna Suresh. Chennai Super Kings pulled off an incredible 6-wicket victory to dent Kolkata Knight Riders' hopes of qualifying for the playoffs. Set a stiff target of 173 runs, Chennai, who were out of the race for the final 4, rode on young Ruturaj Gaikwad's half-century before Ravindra Jadeja took over. Chennai needed 30 of the last 12 deliveries and Jadeja blasted his way to an 11-ball 31 and finished the match with a 6 off Nagarkoti to seal the issue. Now Chennai's win in fact ensured that Mumbai Indians become the first team to officially qualify for the playoffs, while KKR remain on 12 points from 13 games. Rajasthan Royals face a red-hot Kings 11 Punjab in what will be a do-or-die contest for them if they are to keep their playoff hopes alive. Now, Rajasthan come into the match on the back of a morale-boosting win against table toppers Mumbai Indians when Ben Stokes smashed an unbeaten century to guide Royals to an 8-wicket victory. But Rajasthan will have an uphill task at hand with Kings 11 Punjab on a 5-match winning streak. Kings are better placed than Royals, having won 6 of their 12 games, while Rajasthan have 1 victory less.
2 quality players. He might just finish it off here. He might just finish it.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.